Okay, and you may be thinking, Mama Path and Jackeline, what? You didn't see that coming, right? Well, let me tell you that this video is an inspiration that I took from a couple different sources. One was Instagram. Many times I have seen different people gathering their, for example, Natasha Denona palettes, and because they are magnetized, they take out the shades from different palettes and then they put it all together in one palette and create their perfect own unique palette. And then about 2 weeks ago, Samantha Ravendolph, she did the same video, and she actually referred to Instagram that, you know, she got inspired for that. And I'm like, wow, that's a great idea for a video, you know, because sometimes we collect, or many times we collect eyeshadow palettes from different brands, and we don't give all the love to them because perhaps we don't have all the shades that we love in one palette together, right? So then I'm thinking, okay, should I do again Natasha Denona? And I said, well, yes, perhaps, but what other brand I really love? And then I immediately thought, well, I really love Pat McGrath. I think she does not only unique color stories, but her eyeshadow formulas and the different formulas are amazing. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. And then I'm a subscriber of Alicia from Kinkysweat here in YouTube, and yes, this video is in collaboration with her, and it just makes me extremely happy. The reason why is because I couldn't think about anybody else that could have done this collaboration with me. I'm not only been a subscriber of hers for such a long time, the person who really pulled me into buying Pat McGrath palettes and continue with that, okay, let's really collect them, because at the beginning I'm like, okay, I will buy one and then try and whatnot, right? The one that pulled me in is you, Alicia. You were the one. I mean, like, if you haven't watched her YouTube channel and you own one or two Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, I really recommend you to go and check her out. She is just a natural when it comes to Pat McGrath. She doesn't only love the brand, I mean, she's a fan of Pat McGrath, okay? But I think what she brings to this platform is that, and not only in Pat McGrath, but mainly Pat McGrath, when she buys one of her eyeshadow palettes, she shows us a ton of different looks, how to use it. And she explains everything with such in-depth thought that actually she gives you even different tools how you can apply them, and I think that is priceless from Alicia. Not only she's giving you different looks, but she's telling you different techniques, how to apply them, the different formulations of each of the eyeshadows from Pat McGrath. And I honestly think if there's someone here in YouTube platform that truly deserves to be a sponsor by Pat McGrath, or, you know, do any type of collaboration with Pat McGrath, has to be Alicia. I think that she will be the perfect spokesperson for the brand, marketing director. I mean, I think she's just the voice of Pat McGrath here in YouTube, and I don't even think that Pat McGrath knows that, and I wish that she could know that, because Alicia, she really deserves that and more. So I thought, you know what, I have this idea and I think it will be so fitted for Alicia. I want to do it. Let me contact her. And you know, for a smaller YouTuber like me to contact a larger channel, I mean, sometimes it's not easy. And although I'm a subscriber of hers, what it really also connect me with Alicia, that I want to thank you so much. She is a fitness professional, and on her live shots, she does a lot of live shots, she mentioned it that she was gonna do some stretch work, and on that moment I have scoliosis, and from being sitting down editing videos or just working on the computer because of business, I have a lot of pain on my back. So I remember just like commenting like, oh, if you can do a stretch because I have scoliosis, and she replied right away, and she did it. And that meant so much to me, because yes, we're far away. She lives in New York, I live here in California, and we have established this friendship, but we haven't met in person. We haven't even talked over the phone. And for me, for her to be like, I will do it. That speaks so highly about Alicia, about not only the professional that she is, but you know, what a kind heart she has for others. Just there's not that many people like that in the world, and I know you know it. So that being said, I'm not only excited but humbly honored to do this collaboration with Alicia. And if you're a subscriber of mine and you don't know her, I will please ask you to go check her out, give her all the support that she deserves. And if you are coming from Alicia's channel, thank you so much for stopping by here. Thank you so much for the opportunity, for your time. I hope that you would like to become part of my family and subscribe to my channel. And I hope that you will really enjoy this video. So what about if we dive in? I have on my collection all the Mothership palettes, as well as the Holiday 2019 quads, which was like new, and I think some of the most beautiful little mini quads that I have seen in the market. Honestly, I mean, like, they are stunning. So I got 3 of them. And Pat McGrath, she has various different 6-pan palettes. I don't have many of those. I just have 3 of them. 2 are from Star Wars that unfortunately they were limited edition. They are gone. But we haven't seen Pat McGrath bringing back stuff like Divine Rose a million times. And now, you know, Decadence Palace too. I mean, it came as a limited edition, then it went out, and then it came back as a Star Wars, and now we have a limited edition gold packaging. I mean, I think she's gonna, at the end, bring back everything, and I even think she may do the same thing with the Star Wars, but in another packaging, but who knows. And then I also have Opulence, that is a 6-pan palette. I think it was for, yeah, it was for Lunar Year. And funny fact, actually Alicia was the first one to get her hands on. I think she got it from Selfridges. Somebody told her, there's something new, nobody knows. She went ahead and grabbed it, and she was like, surprise, look what I got. So I got this one, and it's actually one of my favorite ones. And talking about favorites, if you have been a subscriber of mine for a little while, you should know that my favorite Pat McGrath palette is Divine Rose. I mean, this palette, I said it a million times, I will always say it, this needs to have my name right here engraved because I love it so much. It's just so beautiful. I love pinky tones, I love mauvey tones. And keep going here with another favorite of mine is Blitz Astral in Ritualistic Rose. Again, another rosy, pinky color story right here. These are my tones. So when I was thinking, okay, I want to do a palette, it'd be like, okay, well, I have these 2 Perfection palettes for me. I want to do something different, but not too different in the sense that it will be something that I will not get used out of it. I want something that it kind of condenses my likes on eyeshadow palettes, something that I can really like dig in. I'm like, okay, this is something that I can pull different eyeshadow looks, and that I know that they will look good on me, and I know that they're kind of like my go-tos. So that was my thought process, and I kind of like pushed myself a little bit to that limit of like, okay, I'm gonna limit the amount of shadows that I will use from these palettes, you know, Divine Rose and Ritualistic Rose, because I don't want my palette, the one that I'm gonna make today, to be identical or too close to these 2. So, I mean, I'm gonna stop rambling right here. I'm gonna get you closer, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with showing you a little bit of the thought process right here, swatches of what I have done, and then I'm gonna give you the final reveal of the eyeshadow palette, and then I will do one eyeshadow look with my own Pat McGrath Mothership eyeshadow palette. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna go ahead and open these up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch and kind of like, you know, see what's the color story that I want to go for. I think I have a pretty good idea, so we go from there. Mothership 6, Mothership 4 right here. Oh my gosh, they all look so glorious. And then let's see, this one right here. Oh, 3. Mothership 5. Mothership 1. This is Mothership 7, and this is Divine Rose. This little quads right here. They were part of the holiday collection of last year. And I don't know, Pat McGrath, it's very interesting. I mean, things say it's limited edition and then we see them coming back. It's like, I want brands to stop saying that things are limited edition so we don't all freak out. I mean, regardless, everything will sell, right? Okay, Dark Galaxy and Galactic Gold and Golden Opulence right here. I want to start swatching her special shades and kind of like select from there to drive my inspiration. I know kind of like what's my vibe. Now that I'm done swatching her special shades, the ones that grab my attention, I'm going to jump into those that are kind of like shimmery, satin kind of shades. And I'm going to jump into these palettes right here. Oh wow, after all those swatches, let me tell you that my skin on my arms was so sore. I ended up like putting so much moisturizer on, but finally, you're gonna see. I'm excited to show you, and I don't even know if I'm gonna put it on the thumbnail or not, whatever, but here it is, my Mothership eyeshadow palette. And this is what I came out with. I actually wanted to create a palette that, again, it speaks about me. And other colors aside to pink and mauvey tones that I really love are peach shades, a little bit of pink, golden tones, they look good on me. Obviously, my neutrals, they look good on me, and they are something that, you know, if I had to have all condensed in one palette, it will be super easy to blend. But then I also have to have those kind of maroony, purpley with a dash of mauvey tones in it. I just had to have it, and obviously the bronzy tone, because if you're a person that have a golden undertone like me, I mean, I think bronzy tones, they suit us really nicely, really well. And I think to design these is a hard process to make. I mean, if you are a makeup artist, it may come a little bit more natural to you, but this is not an easy thing. Let me tell you that. In fact, I really wanted to keep this blue shade right here badly because I really love it. But then I thought, well, you know what? I don't use the blue every day. And if I want to have a pop of blue, most likely I would put it under my eye or do an entire, you know, blue smoky eyelid. But for that, perhaps, you know, I can jump into this palette no matter what, or use a eye pencil, and that will help too. And then I decided to move away from it and just stay on my essence. Okay, and now let me just walk you through on why I decided to use each of these shades right here. So for me, an eyeshadow palette should have more mattes than shimmer, glittery, or satin shades. But in the case of Pat McGrath, it's a little bit different for me because Pat McGrath, she's known for those special eyeshadows. Whether they are the dual crowns, whether they are their glitter, you know, topper shades, or her shimmer shades, that's what makes Pat McGrath extra special. Her mattes are amazing, they blend wonderful, but those special shades is what makes of Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes extra unique. Starting with the shade Astral Gold Allure. This is from the Blitz Astral Quad in Iconic Illumination. I think this topper actually has that quality to, yes, transform and create a metamorphosis on any type of eyeshadow. So that's why this topper had to be there. In this palette, we had to have a duochrome, and I went for VR Rose Venice from the Divine Rose palette. And let me tell you why. Out of all Pat McGrath duochromes, the one that I honestly like the most is from Ritualistic Rose, and it's this shade over here. I think this shade is just over the moon amazing. Okay, so do you see the flip of that shade? It's just like let me just go to Divine Rose. So this is the shade that I chose, and this particular shade is actually more of like a satin duochrome shade. The one from Ritualistic Rose has glitter in it, so I thought, okay, wait a minute, let me just do something. So here you go. Then I thought, okay, let's go back to my transformer from Iconic Illumination, this right here. And then as I put it on the top of this shade right here, do you see what it just did? It really transformed this shade to be something very alike to this shade right here. And that's what I wanted it, that topper, so badly. And I think not only with this shade right here, but with other shades, that topper will just make of any shadow just like converge into something magnificent. Okay, now let's go for another special shades that I chose. Incandescent Gold from the Blitz Astral Nocturnal Nirvana. And I think going into summer months, what I look for my eyeshadows is to have that glamorous bombshell type of look, and I think this gold shade will achieve it. So if you have this beautiful sun-kissed or bronzy look with this gold on your eyelids, it will just give you that very sexy look. So a gold shade had to be. With Blood Moon 05 from Midnight Sun, I had to have a copper shade on this palette because it not only brings some warmth to the palette, but copper shades sometimes I feel that they are a little bit more mysterious and seductive. And while creating this palette, I wanted a tone that had personality, that had strength. Since I couldn't go with the blue one, I decided to go with Sparks Blitz Flame from Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. This red tone is actually impressive. It's like personality, it's there. If you want to go for a nighttime look and impress, this color is just stunning with the smoky eye. It's something that I couldn't let go at all. And then going into my 4 matte shades, I decided to go with Matte Tranquility from Golden Opulence. I think it's a really good transition shade for my skin tone, one that blends seamlessly, one that it can be the foundation and the base for many of my eyeshadow looks. And then I went for Vermilion Venom from Midnight Sun. This is a reddish maroon shade. It has so much depth that actually will look really good with other shades in the palette, but mostly with the Spark Blitz Flame. I think it just gives that, again, sensuality to the palette that I needed it. I need this matte shade in my life. Matte Entrapment from Bronze Seduction. This is also another neutral shade, but it's deeper. So if I wanted to still have a bronze look, or if I just want to do an all matte look, I think this will add depth to my eyeshadow, and I can also use it as a liner. I had to have it. And the last matte shade is Venus Void from Dark Galaxy. This is this deep purple eggplant shade that is not too deep, that you can still see the purple within it, that it will just transform any look. You compare these with one of the peachy copper shades in this palette and create a very unique look. And my last shade had to be a satin shade. Now you can say, oh well, you grab it from Divine Rose, but it actually came in first in the Mothership Sublime palette, and I'm talking about Rose Dusk. I really had to have a mauvey purpley tone, mostly to go with that Venus Void. I think it just transformed this palette from all those warm gold peachy tones, bringing a little bit of the purple element in it. It just makes the palette a little bit more transformative, and having that red, I think that I can create so many different looks having all this much variation, that it may not look as much on the picture of the palette itself, but I think with the swatches you can see what I mean. Wow, this was such a process. Let me tell you that it took me about 2.5 hours between swatching the shades and creating the color story. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna bring you closer and we're gonna create my first eyeshadow look with my own Pat McGrath Mothership palette. By the way, on my eyelids, I'm using Pat McGrath Concealer, Matte Tranquility from Golden Opulence, and Scott Barnes number 62 brush. Sonia G Blender Pro and Matte Entrapment from Bronze Seduction. I'm just gonna deepen out my outer V and the inner portion of my eyelid with whatever is remaining on the brush. I'm just swiping it right here, just a little. Sonia G Mini Booster and Venus Void from Dark Galaxy. I'm gonna use this same shade to deepen out my outer V's even more. Sonia G Flat Definer and Rose Dusk from Sublime palette. I'm applying this shade on the inner section on top of Venus Void. Smith 253 brush and VR Rose Venus from Divine Rose. I'm just gonna place it right in the middle of my eyelid, kind of like creating a halo eye. Sonia G Builder Pro and Blue Moon 05 from Midnight Sun. Now I'm tapping this on top. Oh, telling you. And that took it to another level. And now because I'm extra crazy, I'm gonna go into Astral Gold Allure from Bliss Astral Iconic Illumination. BK Beauty 204 Matte Tranquility from Golden Opulence. Sonia G Flat Definer Venus Void Dark Galaxy. And I'm taking it extremely close to my lash line, connecting it with the top shadow. Same brush, I'm from Sublime palette. I'm gonna go to Rose Dusk. And I'm taking that shade from the middle of my lower lash line to the inner portion. Refer 03 brush and VR Rose Venus from Divine Rose. I'm gonna put that shade on my inner corner. Just flicking it a little. Astral Gold Allure from Iconic Illumination using the same Refer brush. And I'm taking it on my inner corner. Just a little dot. And then with whatever is left, I'm taking it on my brow bone. All done with this look, and I love it because the palette that I created is my own one. Yes, it's my own Mothership Pat McGrath palette, the way that I will do it if I had the opportunity. And it was a lot of fun to create this video because usually, because I'm reviewing so much makeup, I don't get the chance to actually lay out my collection of any eyeshadows, mostly like one brand, and actually swatch, you know, each shade and just kind of like, you know, get creative and see what I can do and see actually, okay, really like what I will use. I mean, aside to, you know, throw those mattes, you know, simple, blend them and go, those pops of shimmers, and then, you know, like take it to a nighttime look. Even though I'm not going anywhere after these, I just think that I just fell in love back again with a lot of my palettes right here. All of these palettes that sometimes they just rest a little in, you know, adored, which is so sad to say. And that being said, I thought about this to be this video right here, the start of a series, and I would love to hear your comments on the section below. Let me know what other brands would you like to see, like, you know, a creation, another palette. I would love to read your comments. I will love your feedback. Also, let me know, do you enjoy this video? Do you like it? What would you have done? What would have changed? What eyeshadows from all these palettes you will have chosen? I would love to read those comments. I really enjoy that engagement that we have. And while you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, it's free, it's easy, very simple. Under the screen it says subscribe. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of things, entertainment right here that I'm so happy to share with you. Also, do not forget to ring the post notification bell, because believe me, YouTube will now let you know whenever your favorite creators upload new videos, and you don't want to miss on any of the content that we have put all our love to create just for you. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share it with family, friends, beauty lovers like you and myself. And before I leave, I want to tell you, Alicia, thank you so much for this opportunity, for this collaboration. As a small YouTuber, tiny, a little ant on this huge pot of YouTube, I want to say from the deepest, from the bottom of my heart, that your kindness doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm so appreciative for this opportunity. I'm so grateful. I cannot wait to see your own Mothership Pat McGrath palette. You deserve it, girl. One day, I just envision and I just see that one day Pat McGrath will sponsor one of your videos or more. And if you haven't yet discovered Alicia's channel, this is the time. Don't miss out, because you will be in love with her content. She's just amazing. Thank you so much again for your time, for being here. I love you so much. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye bye.